MrBeast just broke the YouTube algorithm, gaining 130 million subs in just 1 year. That's over 4 times more than the other biggest channels on YouTube. I studied MrBeast's entire channel, and it turns out he's reverse engineered the human brain, creating a viral formula using psychology. And it turns out Jimmy discovered the first step way back in 2017. It's called remarkability decay. See, when Jimmy first came up with this viral idea, it was unbelievable. What dumb would count to 100,000? You had to click. But the more he repeated the same idea, the less remarkable it became, and the less people felt the need to click, because psychologically speaking, people crave new. If you do the exact same video over and over again, viewers will get bored. So what does Jimmy do? How does he solve this problem? Skip forward 8 months and he's figured it out. Take the original viral concept and twist it until it's a brand new idea. Instead of just giving 10,000 to a homeless man, he gave 10K to a pizza delivery guy, then to Twitch streamers, and then to random people at a food truck. This series ended up getting 140 million views. Crazy numbers back in 2018. And the cool thing is, Jimmy is still using this strategy today, finding this viral idea from another YouTuber and making it completely new. This is called the viral twist, and it's genius. It completely changed YouTube. But there's just one problem. Most people think they need to add the craziest twist they can think of. But if you go too far, this actually kills your views. So how did MrBeast solve this? This leads us to the next part of his psychological masterclass. I want you to look at this graph. Most people think a viral video idea works something like this. The more unbelievable your idea, the higher the clickability. For example, this MrBeast video about his gaming setup is too normal, so it's not very clickable. While this video about delivering 100 pizzas to random houses is way more unbelievable, so it's much more clickable. However, this theory is actually wrong. Every MrBeast video follows a formula that's more like this. So Jimmy's gaming setup videos would be all the way down here. His 100 pizzas videos would be here. And then his best performing videos would be between here and here. Things like Squid Game in real life and Last to Leave Circle. But he's never exaggerated so much that it's become too unbelievable. He's never crossed this line, because psychologically, the moment your brain thinks something is physically impossible, it taps out and all your curiosity disappears. A great example of going too far is this Iraq thumbnail. It shows him on Mars, which is just too unbelievable because it's impossible. There's no way a YouTuber got on Mars or got a photo this clear. This resulted in one of his worst performing videos of all time, getting 6 million views at a time when he was averaging between 10 and 30 million views per video. And that's why MrBeast aims for ideas that are between here and here. It's how he gets billions of people to click. But that's only half the battle, because after getting the click, the intro is the most important part of your video. If you don't do this one thing right, most of your viewers will leave in the first 30 seconds, killing your video. Most YouTubers try to solve this by scripting the perfect intro, but MrBeast focuses on something even more crucial, which brings us to the next step. MrBeast figured out the psychology of a perfect intro. See, back in 2018, Jimmy was trying to make the best intros in the world, but there was room for improvement. Just watch this. Jimmy's intros were missing the most important piece of the puzzle, and it all comes down to this quote: "A picture is worth 1,000 words." Your brain can be hooked with words, but the best way to create curiosity is to use a powerful visual. And this is how MrBeast became a visual maxer. 1 year after his black screen intros, he switched to this.
"We have 10 grand and some really hot peppers."
But a random kid yelling into a camera isn't the most interesting, so later his intro switched to this.
"Today we are gonna build the world's largest Lego tower."
Which then evolved into this.
"This is a $250 million private island."
MrBeast's visuals became so interesting they could hook you with the sound off. I mean, just look how far he came in a couple of years. This is nuts. Now, as I was researching this video, I noticed MrBeast's videos all had a strange pattern. They all seemed to follow a set of invisible rules. So I grabbed his last 100 scripts and analyzed them. Sure enough, an interesting pattern showed up. Check this out. Since Jimmy blew up in 2017, his words have gotten simpler every year. And it turns out there's a whole science behind this. If you want more views, you need to understand a psychological concept called cognitive load, which is how much mental effort it takes to process information. Sentences that are easy to understand have a low cognitive load. Your brain doesn't have to work hard to understand them.
"I am currently on an island infested with snakes."
but complicated sentences have a high cognitive load. If a sentence is too complicated, your brain will zone out and you'll click off the video. For example, most people who see this sentence will stop reading around here because it's just too much work for your brain. Jimmy takes advantage of this. He structures sentences the way your brain naturally understands them. A smaller YouTuber might say, a secret prize was hidden in this video. Now compare it to Jimmy's sentence, I hid a secret prize in this video. The second sentence is much easier to understand because it follows how your brain naturally processes information. Your brain always wants to know one thing first. Who is doing the action? In this case, I. Then it wants to know the action, hid. Then it wants to know what was hidden, a secret prize. This other sentence is more confusing because it doesn't follow this order. Most of MrBeast's sentences start with the subject first and then the action. Second, notice how short Jimmy's sentences are. The average sentence in his latest video has 5 words. Compare that to Mark Rober's latest video, 17 words. This isn't an accident. Longer sentences like this one are harder for your brain to understand. It could be replaced with just 5 words. Here's how this round works. It means the same thing, but is 10 times easier to understand. But here's the most interesting thing I noticed. MrBeast never puts multiple ideas in one sentence. For example, this sentence contains 5 different ideas. The obstacle course, the different stages, how they get more complicated, what the competitors will need to win, and what the prize is. This is a lot. Instead, Jimmy splits each bit of info into a separate sentence. For longer sentences, he'll even add pauses between each part to make it easier to understand.
I somehow have unrestricted access to all the Great Pyramids of Egypt!
Moving on, I want you to watch this video with me. Pay attention to the red square I put in the middle of the screen.
This is going to blow your mind. In this video, you will find out why it cost $250,000 to simulate going to space. Why it costs $50,000 to explore the depths of our oceans. Whoa! It's coming right at us. And every other experience we tried along the way. I am standing on top of the tallest building in the world! Oh my God! All the way down to the cheapest experience I could find.
What you just watched is the reason MrBeast gets 200 million views per video. It's his attention to tiny details. I analyzed every frame in this video, and out of 532 scenes, 92% of them have the subject in the middle of the screen. But why does Jimmy do this? It's clearly not a coincidence. He understands something about your brain that most people don't. Your brain hates working hard. It doesn't want to search the screen to find the subject. The more searching your brain has to do, the more effort it feels until eventually you click off to find another video. So MrBeast's editing team makes sure the important stuff tends to be right here, so your eyes don't have to search the screen at every cut. This is MrBeast's secret sauce. He understands the subtle ways your brain works, and then makes videos that take advantage of that psychology. Now, I've saved the best for last, so if you're still here, lock the heck in. Everything I've just shared is from a 200-page doc my team and I wrote. It took over 6 months of studying. We literally analyzed every single MrBeast video. No stone was left unturned. And then we compared our findings with research articles and psychological studies spanning curiosity, click theory, human attention, and so much more. This video covers like 1% of what we discovered. So if you want to truly understand what MrBeast does to make his videos go viral, click the link in my pinned comment to get the entire thing for free. That's right, I'm publishing all this work for free. Nobody else is doing this kind of analysis on our scale. So don't miss out, and I'll see you over there. Peace.